on any of the items in your workbook and I ran by, you put those question marks and I nodded, this is for you. If you are not having any questions and this stuff is not applicable to you, you don't need it, then I'm going to ask that you work silently on the rest of your items while everyone else is focusing up here. Okay? As soon as I have answered your questions, please continue to work on your own silently so that everyone else can catch up. All right? Thank you very much. Here we go. Grand adventure. Let's turn that back on. All right, so the first thing on my list was remembering what the word coplanar meant. Do y'all remember what the word coplanar meant? Wait. Let's do after lecture, okay? Let's do after lecture. Ladies and gentlemen, it is very important that we get through this so that way you have the information and you can feel successful on that practice. All right? Remember, if you don't need this information, please be silent because someone else does. All right, we need help. Someone had the question about what coplanar means. What does coplanar mean? Help us out.
For which one, Miss?
Coplanar, we just need a definition.
That means points that are on the same line or plane.
Which one? The word is coplanar, so
Plane.
on the same plane. All right. And it's not just points, but it can also be lines, can also be rays. It can be anything that lives on a plane. If they're on the same plane, they are coplanar. Awesome. All right. The next thing that I had on here was doing some sketches. And one of the sketches that you were asked to do was something like 3 rays that don't intersect. Okay. I think the actual question was something like 2 rays, but I don't want to give you the answer, so I'm going to do 3. The first question that we need to be able to answer is, what's a ray? What does that thing look like? So the first question to ask yourself is, what is this? What is a ray? Someone help me out. A line?
It's a line that's always going in one direction.
That's always going in just one direction. Doesn't go in both. So it's going to end up looking something like this. So there's one direction, not the band.
No, they're terrible. You're not even a band.
There's one ray. Look, here's another ray. Is it going to ever intersect that first one?
No.
Yeah, no, there's no way for them to. I need 3. Is that third ray ever going to intersect the other 2?
No.
You see how that was drawn? All right. The next question was something along the lines of, a line intersects a plane. And so the first question we have to ask ourselves is, what is this? What is a line? What does it look like? How do I draw it? How do I draw this? A line.
You draw a plane and a line going through it.
Just draw, okay, but I need to know what a line looks like first before I can draw it.
A line that's going in both opposite directions.
A line that's like going in 2 opposite directions. So something like that?
Yeah.
Awesome. So the next question is what's a plane and how do I draw that?
Rectangle plane.
It's like a rectangle.
Would be easy.
Get your item and get back to your seat. Ladies. Shh. Thank you. Thank you. So something that looks like this. It intersects the plane and I wanted to do it at one point. What should that look like? Well, we know we're going to have a plane. Bless you. And we know we're going to need to have a line, but we want to make it clear that this only intersects at one point. So I'm going to put a point here, and then I'm going to take this line, and I'm going to make it full dark on one side, and then dashed so that it looks like it's underneath that plane, and then dark again when it's coming out. Do you see how I did that sketch?
Oh, to make it look like it went through.
Yes, to make it look like it goes through. I think the actual question on this here says array. Can you see how you would change this line into array and still make it look like it's kind of puncturing the plane? Okay. Another question that had come up, and I'm going to come back up here and I'm going to use this one because the question that had come up was the naming of rays. I need two letters, please.
C and D.
C and D. So this ray over here in red, you have to name all rays with two letters, and their first name needs to be, I'm going to wait. Thank you. On rays, you need two letters to name them, 2 points. And the first name of this ray has to be the end point. So of this red ray, which is the end point?
D.
D. So this name is DC, and please make sure that you put the little ray symbol on top. Please give me 4 other letters.
DK.
I already used D, so I'm going to use K.
FK.
F.
U.
Okay, I see where you're going with this. I'm glad they're on different rays.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh,
I had to put J.
And J. All right.
I didn't notice that.
What's the name of the blue ray?
The blue one?
The blue one.
KF.
Why is it not FK?
Because K is in the back. Because it always starts in the back.
It always starts with the end point. What's the name of the green ray?
UJ.
Do you see it?
UJ used to.
Now, those of you who are having concerns writing the names of rays, give me a thumbs up. Did this help you out?
all right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, fantastic. Let me check my to-do list.
Miss, how much time are we gonna have to
Hopefully. All right. One of the last questions that I've got before I change the page was this concept of opposite rays and what that means.
Miss, is that my question?
I think so. All right. So the question I think was, what are opposite rays?
Miss, I got it though.
So I need to start with a ray. Here's a ray. I'm going to go ahead and name it something. There it is. Now, an opposite ray is a ray that starts at the same point and goes in the complete opposite direction so that when I'm done drawing it, it looks like a line. That it probably would have been easier if I just started with a line and put 3 points and been like, look, these are opposite rays. Okay? So what are the names of the opposite rays? Can you see the 2 different colored rays on there?
Yes, ma'am.
So please name me the opposite rays in this picture.
and CE.
CA and CE. CA is the green ray, CE is the red ray. Does that make sense for opposite rays, the few of you who are concerned about opposite rays?
Yes.
Fantastic, thank you very much.
That's right.
All right. The next item that y'all have questions on, and I'm trying to go fast so that you have work time at the end, okay? The next question that I had was drawing some collinear points and then drawing figures between them. So let's say the directions say draw 6 non-collinear points, and then I need them named. So can I please have 6 letters?
A,
C,
G, F,
Y,
U.
T.
Okay.
Okay, we've got enough. All right, so I'm going to name these 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in no particular order. A, C, G, F, Y, and U. And now it wants us to draw some items. It wants us to draw a line segment. It wants us to draw some ray. And it wants me to draw some line. Okay? This item right here, what does this symbol stand for?
That's the bar, the line.
The line, okay, but the bar on top without any arrows is talking about what? What kind of thing?
The line,
A line segment, or array?
a line segment.
A line segment. How do you know it's a line segment?
There's no arrow on it.
Because it got no arrows. All right.
Go.
So A to Y. Whoops, I missed. There you go. Line segment. Doesn't go past those points. What symbol is this?
This is my symbol.
This symbol.
That's a line, that's a ray.
That's a ray. So I'm going to start where? At F or at C? Which one's the end point?
You're going to start at F because it's the end point.
How do you know F's the end point?
Because there's no arrow on that side.
But there's no arrow on the other
No,
side.
it's just the end of the line.
Because in naming,
That way in the thing.
right, because in naming the ray, and I'm looking right at you because you asked, in naming a ray, the end point is always the first name.
He's hitting me.
Don't hit him. Don't tap.
That's a line.
So I'm going to start at F, and I'm going to go towards C, and I'm going to go past C to put my arrow. What symbol is this guy?
That's a line.
It's a line. What points does it contain?
G and U,
G and U,
or U and G.
or U and G. Do you see it? See how we did these? Okay, I'm going to switch papers. Do you need some more time? Shot?
Mrs. England, no?
Yes. Yes. All right, I'm out of room on my paper.
Yeah.
I'm out of room on my paper. Here we go. So new paper. So you were asked, given some equation. I need 2 numbers, please.
1 and 2.
I'm going to take
54.
the 2, and then I heard a 5.
21.
21. Wasn't that
I need 2 more numbers, please.
21.
I heard a 1 and a 21.
21.
All right. So given some equation of a line, they want to know, is this point on the line? And the answer is a yes or no. But this is how you tell. We have a coordinate, don't we? Right here. We have a coordinate with a point with coordinates x and y.
Yes, ma'am.
So everywhere I see an x and a y over here, I'm going to substitute those in.
So then 2 times 1 minus 5.
So 21 equals 2 times 1 minus 5. Ladies and gentlemen, I need your attention here, please. If you need this information, if you don't, please don't speak because you're disrupting everyone else.
I'm helping.
Thank you. This line right here is now no longer an equation to solve. There's no variables. You can't solve anything. But what you can do is all that multiplication, addition, subtraction that the symbols tell you to do to see what numbers you're going to end up with. 21 stays the same. What's 2 times 1?
2.
Minus 5?
3.
Positive or negative?
Negative.
Then you have to ask yourself, self, are these two numbers the same?
No.
No, they're not. So that means that this point is not on the line. Bless you. What would have happened if the numbers were the same? What if I had gotten 21 equals 21?
Then it'll be, it'll be yes.
Would the point be on the line?
Yes.
Yes. So you should be able to now do 18 through 23 in your workbook with this information. Because it's just over and over and over again. You're just running this test. All right? I have one last section to do. That's the graphing of inequalities. In your workbook, you were asked to graph this inequality. Inequality. And you were given something that looked like x is less than or equal to 5. And you were asked to graph this. And you were given a number line. And that's all you were given. Bye. You need to start with this street sign right here. And somewhere on this number line, put a 5. And it doesn't matter where you put it. You can put anywhere you want. And then put a circle right here where 5 ends up, because now we need to decide whether we need to color it in or not. Okay? I'm going to grab my markers. What does this symbol right here mean?
Less or equal to.
This symbol right here means less than or equal to. So if you're not sure what this symbol means, you need to come over here to your margin and write the symbol means, make sure that you write the symbol down, less than or equal to. So if that was part of what tripped you up, you need to fix it now. Write it down. So now I come over here and I ask, do I need to color in that circle at 5, yes or no? And the answer to that question you should ask yourself is yes. And the reason is because it says or equal to. If it didn't say the or equal to, please don't color it. But it says the or equal to, so please color it. The next question to ask yourself is, what side of 5 do I shade on? Left or right?
Left.
Right,
Or
because
right,
it's greater.
'cause you go
Left, because it could be equal to.
Right, it's greater than.
It says 5 is greater than some number. So some number needs to be less than 5. So we want to shade all the numbers that are less than 5. So to the left. Shade all the numbers in the box to the, yeah, that doesn't quite work. Okay? Now the assignment also had something that looked like this. Okay? Still less than symbol, but now there's 2 of them. Which means I have 2 street signs, basically, that I need to keep track of. Once again, a reminder, if you're not working with us on this one, that's fine, but please stay silent so that it doesn't get picked up by the recordings. Thank you.
You're recording this?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with my street signs, my -1 and my 4, and I'm going to circle them. And then I'm going to come in and ask myself, do I color in the circle at -1? Yes or no? What's this relation here with x? -1. Let's read it, please, those of you who are with me, because I see a few who are with me. -1, the symbol is?
Oh,
Less than or equal to x. So do I fill in the circle at -1? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, because of the or equal to. So there I filled in the circle at -1. And now the question is, which side of -1 do I color in?
The left side.
Now you're saying the left side because it's less than, and the example before was less than. But look at the difference.
Right now, it's the right side because there's one's negative.
Hello.
Yes.
I need Noah Longoria at the office.
Thank you.
You.
This is the opposite side, right?
It's the opposite because x is on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's all the stuff that's bigger than -1. Okay? Now I'm going to look at this inequality right here. This says that x is less than or equal to 4. Do I color in the 4?
Yeah.
Yes, because of the or equal to. So there's the 4 colored. Now do I color to the left or to the right?
Left.
To the left because the x
And on the left.
is on the left with the less than. Now do you see the area where the yellow and blue made green?
Yeah.
That is the area that is the correct shading for this graph. I'm going to draw it again without the rest of the colors so that you can see what it looks like without the colors. Okay? So just this dark area. Does that make sense? We're good? All right. That was all of the major questions that I saw when I was looking around.